Hello, hello, good morning or good afternoon, I think. Okay. Today we are going to be talking about the lies and how to distinguish lies, whether it's from somebody you're talking to or somebody you just in contact with, shall we say. um, First thing is first, so I can only tell you based off of my experience and how I've leveled up and what has changed for me drastically. I went from being a people pleaser and always crying for somebody, whether it's like somebody that I was in a relationship with or a friendship, and even family. Like I did that for family too. So to now being in my own and just enjoying my own company and raising my vibration and frequency to the point where I just attract everything. So if that is for you, then stick around. Okay. All right. So first thing is thing first, you gotta realize that sometimes we decipher things that we want to hear and stuff that we think that we hear. So when the messenger is presenting the message and that's encoded to the receiver, in this case you would want to think just logically as women, as the female sex. Like, we are meant to just be super detail oriented and super just like, oh yeah, of course, yeah, me too, me too. So guys have the tendency of doing that if they're just the me too, okay? But that's a video for another day. Anyway, so think back of when you're having a conversation with somebody and you listen to honestly listen, or you listen to reply. So those are two schematics that you can decipher from. So either you're taking away from a visual that you have that they're presenting with their words, or it's kind of like they're deciphering something. So it's kind of like where you have to feel yourself around, like being around a lot of people and having a lot of conversations with people. You can't just, just go out out on a limb and just be like, I'm going to talk to that person today. So sometimes you can avoid certain triggers that, you're still working through just by conversation, and by you giving yourself that aura, by you presenting yourself as in like, yes, nothing can get through me, nothing can penetrate through my boundaries. I'm gonna be on it. Like, I'm gonna be on it. Like, I can tell what you're thinking, what you're gonna tell me from a mile away. So that's how I first, wanted to be, but I didn't know how to get to that place. And um, I would look at all these women and I would look at these like people around me, even, on TV as well. And I would be like, how can I be like that? Like, what can I do to be like that? um, I just started talking to a lot of guys. And at first, yeah, it was kind of not the best because I was a people pleaser. I would be at everybody's beck and call. I would, be the one who always initiated something, or like a get together. I would be the one that would be texting all the time. I would text immediately, even if nobody ever like texted me back. I would be the type of girl that I would still text you. I would like send you memes and stuff. So that's the type of girl that I was, because I was so naive. I didn't really think about it. And so um when somebody was telling me like one thing, but then they showed differently, right? So the topic is, how to tell that they're lying, right? How to spot a liar. I don't even know the title yet. You'll see it right now, but that's basically what I came up with. You listen with logic. You don't want to add anything that's emotionally involved or that's linked with you, and you listen majority of the time. And the more you want to dive deeper into a lie that they're telling you, and this is for guys, right? The more that you want to dive deeper into a lie, you are actually on their side. If they're lying, hold on. If they're lying about like an ex or a girl, and you're on their side, it's potentially, because if you're on the girl's side, you're going to be known as an enemy, and he's going to pinpoint you as that same girl that is he's talking trash about as well. So keep that in mind. um, but it's to the point where they ask you certain questions and it's personal, or you don't, they say, oh, you don't have to tell me. They want to know. If they ask you something, or if they say something, you don't have to tell me. Oh, you don't have to tell me. They want to know. They want to know. They think they have you figured out. Even how you like present yourself, or it's kind of like when they tell you, oh, well, you don't even look good. Why are you wearing so much makeup, or why are you doing your hair like that? Why are you wearing stuff like that? It's depicting that they want to take away any attention that you may have in public. Oh, I don't like girls with a lot of makeup. I don't like girls who dress like that. But yet they're, on social platforms liking all these pictures from what they don't like. Okay, so it's men don't know what they want. Men don't know what they're saying. So it's gotta like, you have to help them like train essentially. But this is deciphering, because whether you want to be with this person or not, in the long run you'll know who they are from the jump. And it's kind of like bringing in that like naive sense of mind, but not really, because you're 10 steps ahead of this person. Also, a lot of the things is kind of like when guys you'll be out somewhere and guys are like, oh, I don't like how she's dressing, or I don't like how she spoke to us, I don't like her at all. He likes her. He likes her a lot. Like 9 times out of 10 when he's bashing on a girl, he likes her. He has some form of attraction for her. And as painful as it may seem, I've gone through this in my long-term relationship that I've had. It was really long. That's a story for another day. But I realized that it's like, oh, this is because all men have types. They all have types that they go for. Just look at their mom, look how they grew up, and look at the type of signs that they want. They might tell you that they don't want something, but in reality, it's exactly what they want. Like, I'm looking for a nice girl. I want her to be sweet, kind, and I want, her to bring peace into my life. No, they don't. No, they don't. They don't want that. They don't want that. They want the chaos. They want the spiciness. They want the mean girl. They like it because they like to be treated like that, because men like to be providers. Men like to problem solve. If you tell a man, oh, no, thank you, I got this. What are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Like, you're in your masculine when you're replying like that, when you're responding like that. It's femininity is not about, oh, it's so cute, I'm listening to all the little birdies and I'm gonna go ahead and fly into my rainbow. That's not how it is, girl. Like, honestly, it's to the point where you're standing on business, but yet you can still be that alluring woman. Like, think of, okay, this is a big secret of mine, but I love looking at how Marilyn Monroe did her techniques, how she portrayed herself. It's like you can switch it off. Like, you can be a sweet, cute girl and super sweet, and then you're not. So it's turning that switch, because men aren't themselves completely, and you can tell. Because let's say, here's another example how to tell that they're lying too. Like, if they're with their friends and they don't acknowledge you, and they just like, you're not that type of person that they want to bring into their bubble, into their close circle, essentially. Yeah, you're there, just hanging out. But if they don't include you and you feel excluded already, they're already planning to boot you out so the next girl can come in. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry to tell you the truth, but that's how it is. And yeah, so you can tell by like, how into you a guy is by where he's taking you. right? How close have you been? Have you been in his inner circle? Have you met his friends? Have you met his family? You know, even though it's been like 1 or 2 months that you guys have been dating, have you been in that inner circle? Because it's more difficult for him to remove you, you know, because you already have, you know, imprinted into their family and friends, instead of just like having you not be anywhere, you know, in their life except for, you know, their little partial social life that they think they have, and just going on outings and him buying stuff for you or whatever. Anyway, so that's something, you know, if a guy's like, well, I don't really want a relationship right now. This has happened to me, and it's something that I learned really, really quickly. Guys want to turn the table so quick when they're, you know, essentially they tell you looking for a relationship, but then when you are not budging, when you are not molding to how they want you to mold, they will tell you, oh, well, I'm not looking for that. Because that is an easy way of strategizing that they're going to exit, that they're going to leave. And they're going to be like, well, you know, I want to see what the ball's in her court. So I want to see how, you know, diabolical she gets. So that's something that they tell you. And then especially when you guys are going to go out on a date, when you guys are going to go out on a date and he's planning or whatever and this and that, and it's just to the point where it's like the day of, when he's telling you, you know, oh yeah, we're going to go on this day and then we're going to go at this time or whatever it may be. And the day comes and you're like, what's going on? You know, they're trying to see how good of a catch that they are. They're testing you. You will be tested. They're lying to you right there. That's how you can tell. So, you know how, okay, men are attracted physically, visually, and what they see. That's why they do a lot of actions. That's why they're, you know, see all these providers and these heroes and stuff like that, because they want to be providers. It's in their DNA sequence. It's embedded in their brain. That's how I don't make them. I don't make them. I don't. I just observe. I just observe. And we, as women, we are meant to be very nurturing and detail oriented and, you know, very like thinking into the structures of things, right? So I don't even know where I was going with this, but this is so crazy. So how you spot that, you can tell, because they'll just like gaslight you, they'll love bomb you, and then they'll pull back. You know what you can do? You can pull back too. Just like they pull their energy back, you can pull your energy back. So if they lie, then you're just like, oh, okay. Even though you feel deep down in the bottomest of your soul, of your being, girl, like, just let it go. Dictate it and see how his actions are, and see what he said, how he said it, and note it if you really want to go for this guy next time. But you set yourself where you're going to be up to the point where either you let it be known right now, because that's how you set your boundaries. You nip it in the butt and you let them know. That's a story for another day. I'll tell you how to call out someone when you know that they're lying to certain points. Or you just let it slide and see how far you can go into the lie, because you want more information. Because the more you're on their side, the more you're very intoxicated with them. And this is not when they're planning, okay? This is off tangent, because, you know, the more that they're going to open up to you. And that's another story. That's another topic. Oh my God, I'm just throwing all these topics. Okay, so anyway, long story short, don't give into that notion where they didn't plan anything. They planned it, but then the day of, they're not taking those types of actions. So that's selling you a false future or a fake future, something like that, you know, whatever. That's essentially telling you where their head is at with you. And because they see you like that, chances are that you probably see yourself like that, that you don't see yourself that you're up to that. So it could be, you know, there's not that like attractiveness or like chemistry fades, it's whatever. It's the logistics of it that you want to see. It's being logical, or chances are that this person is not really up to par to what you are looking for in a provider man, or somebody that you really want to work with, not build with. Don't ever, if a guy says build, run. So yeah, I hope these like little like strategies helped you out, and how to pinpoint how they're lying. It's just like a little scratch to like this whole ball of lies. All right, so I hope to see you in the next video, and yeah, just get that aesthetic within. Okay, bye.